Hmm. Okay. All right. And we're live. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Rise and Shine. My name is Coach Lacy, and I hope you have anchored in already this morning. If you haven't, please be sure to join my group on Facebook, Rise and Shine with Morning Moon, and anchor into the Foundation's Wellness Checklist. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, please be sure to do so that you're notified every time we go live here at Rise and Shine with Morning Moon and Wellness with Watson. It is Tuesday, and I want to apologize, everybody. I was not here yesterday or Friday. I was at the Global Grief Conference this weekend, live streaming direct to my YouTube. So you should have been able to join in there. If not, you can watch the replay. We were going all weekend. I was a part of a few segments, including my own. It was a really cool event. So I took yesterday off, Monday off, so that I could just take a moment and breathe. And so today I'm back, and I hope that you guys are enjoying your wake. And today I want to talk about something that I think we all experience a bit, but we don't always give ourselves the time or space to process properly. And that is disappointment. You know that funny meme? Disappointed. I'm disappointed. Disappointment. And the quiet grief that follows disappointment. Oh, yes. Disappointment. This weekend, I had a moment. I was at the market selling my freshies, and I had a few moments of disappointment because it wasn't very busy, and there was just a few times where I was just like a little bit disappointed. And I know that we all have that, those times where we just feel like life isn't going the way that we really wanted it to go that day or that moment. And really, it was a good day overall. I had a lot of good conversations and a lot of beautiful little moments sitting in the sun with my husband, and it was good. But then I had a moment that I just didn't really expect, and it hit me in a way that just kind of bothers me, bothered me to this very second, but I'm working through it, and that's why we're talking about it. So I had someone that I love dearly, a family member of mine, came by and just kind of ignored me and standing right there. And they're a little irritated with me. I'm a little irritated with them. And we already knew we were irritated with each other. But sometimes when you are confronted with a person in the flesh, that a little bit of anxiety creeps up. And I think that anxiety creeped up, and there was just a passing moment, and there she just walked right past me. No hello, no wave, no acknowledgement, just cold shoulder. And then later on, they texted me, and not because they wanted to say, hey, sorry, didn't say hi to you. We're having some tension. Let's talk about it. Let's be adult about this. Let's be mature about this. Let's talk about this. No, no. I got a text because they needed something. How very typical. a very typical of the day, right? I feel like this is a subject that all of us can relate to in the 21st century. It's that moment, that moment of, oh, someone just needs something, it's that spam call you get later, that spam call that you're just, mm. And so that really stung me, and I sat with it, and it wasn't just because there was a wall up, but because I just know that there's this negative vibe going on, and there's this story and a version of things and me out there that's been put out there that's not true. And there's just all these things. And we know, we make these stories up in our head about situations, and we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are. But when we're in a situation with friends, family, people we love, most of the time, the way that we show up, um, is out of love. It's not out of malice. It's very rare that humans show up out of malice unless they're actually like, there's something wrong with them, right? And so when you're interacting with people that you love, you typically do things out of love, and sometimes they don't work out the way that you thought that they would, or sometimes, you do a little too much, or you intervene a little too much or whatever, and um blows up in your face, and it's disappointing, and it's disappointing for everyone, and it's disappointing for me, it's disappointing for you, it's disappointing for us, it's disappointing for everyone when relationships don't turn out the way that you hope they would. And it's disappointing when people that you envision would be a part of your story shift into a different chapter of theirs, and you're not a part of it, right? And it's not it's not linear, and sometimes it's not just the person that you grieve, it's that thought that you were writing your story with them still a part of it, right? Or a bigger part of it. Maybe they're not gone completely from your story, but they're just not um a central role like you thought they might be, and that can hurt, and um this weekend yesterday I had a short little bittersweet memorial for one of the horses out at the disabled riding center that I volunteer for, and it was a really bittersweet and beautiful moment. um because that horse had taught me such a great lesson in a moment of pain where he stepped on my foot. And I've talked about this multiple times. The horse who stepped on my foot, it changed me because I had to make a decision of whether I was going to scream and make a big deal out of it, or whether I was going to anchor in and be a big girl and not make drama out of it. And that moment changed me, and that horse changed me. And so attending his little memorial yesterday with the people that loved him, it had me really reflecting, along with some of the conversations I had at the Global Grief Conference, which is something I never thought I'd have the honor of doing. And you can catch the replay here on my channel. But I I'm reflecting on these conversations we had and this moment with Sindre about stories and grief, and how time changes things, and how misunderstandings and moments, they change things. But sometimes even in that pain, God's writing a bigger story, and has already written a bigger story than we can't see. Like, this chapter is just another chapter. And so we have to recognize that disappointment is going to happen, and grief is inevitable. It's not just from death. We don't just grieve the dying and the dead, and we don't just grieve the departed. We grieve the shifts, the friendships that fade, the family that distance themselves, the dreams that don't plan out the way that we thought they would, the jobs that we love and lost, all those moments. But if we really lean into it and we really pay attention, we can find the glimmers and the gold hidden in the cracks of those dreams and those moments. And over the past few weeks, through all the tension and shifting relationships, something really unexpected has happened for me. I really feel so much closer to my husband, and not because everything has been easy for us. We've had our moments, but because we have made a conscious effort and conscious decision to choose each other again, and we leaned into us and our relationship. And now, as his daughter gets ready to graduate, my stepdaughter, we can see the next chapter opening up for us. It is now our turn. It is now our season for us. For so long, for the past, see, for 13 years, everything, at least I've been with him for 13 years now, and everything from the moment I met him has been about rearranging summers to have her, rearranging finances to be able to have her come be with us in the summer, to go do all the fun things, rearranging different times during the year to go down there, all these things. And then when she came to live with us, rearranging everything for that. Our life has been about everything. 110% has been about rearranging what we do, how we show up, our finances, everything to fit being parents in the way that we were. For a long time we were the fun parents, where we got to go and do the fun things during the summer and the holidays and all that cool stuff. And that costs time and money and energy, and planning. A lot of planning went into that. A lot of time and effort and rearranging went into that. And um, it was wonderful, lots of memories. And it's crazy when those memories are gone. It's crazy. It's just like that, you have kids and it's just like that. All those summers and all the things, like it's just so quick. And then, she came to live with us, and we arranged everything for that, and shifted our life for that. And we did the homeschooling thing, the online schooling thing. So we shifted stuff for that. And um we had to shift, and we no longer were the fun parents anymore. We had to be the disciplined parents. We had to be the ones that were no longer fun. And that was hard, to go from being the fun parents to being the ones that are holding the line, and now she's an adult and graduating, and now it's our time to to choose us, and to wish her well and be there for her, and have a safety net for when she falls. But man, it's a weird feeling, and I'm sure there's some of you out there who are feeling that too, that your kids are graduating, and it's that summer season. We're getting there. And so lean into that and look at, dream again. And it's time for us to dream again. And it's been kind of like, scary, but fun. Like, it's kind of exciting, it's scary, but it's exciting, and I look back at everything that I've lost, all of the family, all of the friends, the pets, oh, the pets and the plans, and then I look forward and I see everything I gained, and the lessons I didn't even know that I needed, and the resilience that has been built from these lessons. And then those glimmers of love that and hope that always arise after the heartbreak. Life is so bittersweet. And so today, I want to leave you on this Tuesday with a few reflections, that it's okay to grieve the things that you've lost and the people that are living and that aren't part of your story as much. It's okay. It's okay to be disappointed when people that you love don't love you the way that you love them. Sometimes people make us the villain in their story, and that's okay. Love them anyways. And it's okay to pivot when the life that you planned isn't the one that you're living. It's okay. It's okay, and it is pivotal to find the glimmers of gratitude and the things that you're grateful for, and the things that are beautiful in your life in the hard moments. You are allowed to mourn what could have been, while still hoping and believing in what will be, and you are allowed to love deeply and still protect your peace, and protect um, that sovereignty. But anchor into the hope that God's plans are bigger than your disappointments, and that God's plans are bigger than yours. So if you today are like me and you are grieving the loss of a beloved family friend, a pet, or friendships, fractured families, missed opportunities, just breathe. Anchor in. Anchor in to your wellness foundations today and honor what was, and feel it. And then go look for the glimmers and go outside and enjoy the sunshine. And sometimes you just have to start small. So one bite, one breath, one step at a time, as one of my mentors, Dr. Allegra, used to say. That's all it takes. Just deal with today. So you are not stuck, my friends. You are just being shifted into something even more beautiful. So keep your heart open and keep that hope alive. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow and we'll be chatting more about the beautiful and bittersweet seasons of life. I hope you have a wonderful and beautiful Tuesday.